The video will focus on various struggles while maintaining a smooth narrative flow. Being a medical student is like being on a never-ending roller coaster. There are moments of excitement, and there are moments when it feels like you're losing control. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into the struggles that medical students face and how they navigate this challenging yet rewarding journey. The never-ending workload. As a medical student, your life revolves around studying. You can never seem to escape the endless piles of textbooks, lecture notes, and assignments. Every single day brings a new set of challenges, and you're expected to absorb an overwhelming amount of information. From early morning classes to late-night study sessions, it feels like there's no break. And no matter how much you study, there's always more to learn. This constant workload can be exhausting, both physically and mentally. But despite the overwhelming hours spent on studying, you know that every hour invested brings you one step closer to your goal, becoming a doctor. The pressure of perfection in medical school. Perfection is expected, whether you're learning about diseases, drugs, or procedures. Mistakes are not an option. The fear of making an error, especially when lives are at stake, is constant. You begin to put so much pressure on yourself to know everything, to be perfect in every clinical task, and to excel in every exam. And when you inevitably make a mistake or fall short in an exam, it feels like the world is crashing down. But slowly, you learn that medicine is about learning from mistakes and improving. Perfection isn't the goal, growth and progress are. Sleepless nights and burnout. One of the hardest parts of being a medical student is the lack of sleep. With exams, assignments, and practicals all piling up, it becomes nearly impossible to get enough rest. Late nights in the library become routine, and caffeine becomes your best friend. But after a while, the lack of sleep starts taking its toll. The stress and exhaustion lead to burnout, a physical, mental, and emotional drain. There are days when you feel like you can't go on, but somehow you push through, because you know there's no other choice. You keep going because you're not just studying for yourself, you're studying for a future where you can make a difference in people's lives. The emotional toll. Medical school is not just mentally draining, it's emotionally taxing too. As the days pass, you begin to feel the weight of it all, being away from your family, sacrificing social time, and putting everything else aside for your studies. You watch your friends and family go on with their lives, while you remain buried in textbooks and hospital shifts. The emotional toll is real. There are moments when you feel alone, when the pressure becomes too much, and when you question if you're cut out for this. But then there are the small moments of joy, helping a patient, understanding a difficult concept, or receiving praise from a mentor, that remind you why you started this journey. The struggle to balance life. Finding a balance between medical school and life is a constant challenge. You want to spend time with friends, relax, and do things outside of your studies, but the workload never lets up. Even during the rare moments you get a break, your mind is still occupied with what you need to study next or how you'll prepare for your next exam. Social interactions become few and far between. You miss out on important life events, birthday parties, family gatherings, and even simple hangouts with friends. The guilt of not being able to attend everything weighs heavily on you. Yet, somehow, you learn to navigate this delicate balance and cherish the small moments when you can be present in the lives of those you love. Financial strain. Medical school is expensive. Tuition fees, textbooks, equipment, and living expenses quickly add up. The financial strain can be overwhelming, especially when you're already struggling to manage your academic workload. Many medical students take up part-time jobs to help pay for their education, but even then, it never seems like enough. The financial pressure can lead to anxiety, especially when it feels like the cost of becoming a doctor is putting a strain on everything else. But in time, you learn that this is an investment in your future, and in your ability to help others when the time comes. The fear of failure. In a field as demanding as medicine, the fear of failure is a constant companion. Every exam, every clinical rotation, every patient interaction carries the weight of your success or failure. The fear of not being good enough is always there, lurking in the back of your mind. You worry about failing your exams, not performing well in clinicals, or letting down your mentors and patients. But as time passes, you realize that failure is not the end of the world. It's part of the process. It's how you grow, learn, and improve. The fear doesn't go away, but you learn to face it and push forward, knowing that each failure is just a step towards success. Small victories and moments of hope despite all the struggles. There are moments of triumph that make it all worth it. Passing a difficult exam, acing a clinical skill, or receiving feedback from a mentor can feel like the greatest accomplishment. These small victories remind you that you're moving in the right direction. They give you the motivation to keep going, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. The journey of becoming a doctor is not easy, but the rewards, both personal and professional, are more than worth the struggle. The bigger picture in the end, the struggles of medical school are a small part of the bigger picture. The late nights, the pressure, the sacrifices, all of it leads to a future where you can make a real difference in people's lives. You might not realize it now, but every challenge, every difficult moment, is shaping you into the kind of doctor you're destined to become. And as you continue to push through the struggles, remember, you're not alone. Every medical student faces these challenges, and together, we will rise above them. So, to all the medical students out there, don't give up. Yes, it's tough, and yes, it feels like there's no end in sight. But each day, each step forward, is bringing you closer to the finish line. Keep pushing. You've got this. To all the aspiring doctors, your journey is tough, but you are tougher. Stay strong and keep going.